You killed him.
No, you killed him.
I was in Termachnia. Everybody knows that.
I'm the one who struck him, but you're the murderer. Remember what you told me. We must destroy the idea of God in man's thought. Only then will he understand we are not immortal, and there's no hope of resurrection. He shall soon resign himself to confronting death. He'll stop lamenting and blubbering over the brevity of life. He'll embrace his brothers affectionately, and he'll start loving them selflessly. Did you think I was deaf? Megars on all suicides, because they're truly the ones who are to blame. There'll never be anyone as miserable in the whole world. They come to hate all people, and mostly hate God and life. They could set their hearts upon eternal existence, yet repulse his pardon. They curse themselves and the God who can save them. They would like God annihilated as well as all of his creation. There's no hope anymore. Only a dark hole.
I want his head. Just his head? For my commercial of Homme Sauvage.
He won't do commercials. He's told me.
That's what they all say.
Oh, it's right there. Oh, my God. Oh, that's some work. It's rich, it's full, and it provokes you so.
I must concede I'm transported, and your presence is irresistible.
Thank you.
I must have you on my morning show, Mr. Berger. This play's a must. People must be told about it. Oh, you. I couldn't stop. You had me bawling all the way to the final
That's a poor
curtain.
criterion. She cries all the
That's not
time.
true. You know I get so terribly implicated. You truly are the greatest actor of your generation. The best.
Oh, yes, you're redoubtable.
Excuse me. There's a truly great actor.
How you doing? Great.
Hey, a long time no see.
Long time. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I want to talk to you later.
Going somewhere for a bite?
We may, but not at Max's.
Oh. Waldorf?
What part will you be playing?
Jesus. Came here to be inspired.
Jesus?
Jesus.
Mr. Coulon.
Good morning, Father.
Come along. I'll show you what I have. It's a play I decided to put on 30 years ago. It's run all through summer every year since. But in the last years, the response has been dreadful. The text is somewhat outmoded. We've got to modernize the whole thing.
Okay.
Comes the first station. Jesus is sentenced to die, like a murderer.
The just will have to die now.
But why?
Because he is just and we are bad.
He will carry with him our murders,
Our thefts.
our adultery. Oh, watch him buckle under the weight of our sins. They've chosen the heaviest wood of all. They've chosen the toughest wood of all.
It's all our wicked sins that are crushing his shoulders.
Our wicked sins. Poor Lamb of God, I ask you, is it my conceit that caused this?
Isn't that Constance Andrews there?
Oh, you know her?
She was a graduate at the conservatory the year I got in.
How about that? I just wouldn't want to impose anyone on you, but if you want to hire her again, it would be nice. She's an exceptionally sensitive girl.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Daniel, what are you doing here?
Gotta talk to you.
I still prefer serving meals here. At least I'm doing something useful. How long you been away?
I didn't keep track.
I'm afraid you'll find everything's gone rotten. The whole show, even the theater, it's all so superficial.
Would you agree to come work with me?
So where are you sleeping now?
Here and there.
Don't worry, I've got a large place.
Okay, great. We gotta find 2 guys and another girl.
Okay.
It's like The Merchant of Venice. It's a joke.
You're right.
And you know those actors just mumble their lines. There's no diction at all.
That's the way it is these days.
Hasn't anyone told them that diction is the basis of our profession?
Well, you know, they're into improv.
Okay, stand by.
Oh, Christy. Oh. Oh, your skin is so soft. Ooh. Oh, your tongue. Your tongue.
Oh, my God. My God. Oh, it's so good.
Couldn't wait for me.
Johnny, I kept hoping you'd get here. He's my man.
He looks in pretty good shape.
Better than that. Hurry up and get undressed. So, what do you think, darling?
That's quite a tale you've got. Come to bed. I want to lick it.
You just do as you please, ma'am.
I need some too, darling.
Just come closer, my lamb. I get enough for 2. But here's my old pal Bert's just arrived. Hey, come on, Bert. We're having a ball. I suppose we gotta wait for the other guy to get here, right?
No, we better not. Martin, would you read the 2 parts?
Well, I'm willing to try, but I don't think I...
Okay, stand by.
Oh, Johnny. I want you in deeper, deeper. Oh, yeah.
You little bitch. Oh, you're so damn good. Keep going.
Oh, Bert. Oh, that's beautiful.
You love that, eh? Well, here's some more. Say you love it. Say it.
Oh, baby. I'm dying. Oh, I just love it.
Say you love it. Say it. Go on.
Johnny, I want all. Oh, yeah.
How about this little tramp? Feel it. Feel it. You too. You want to feel it, huh? Feel it, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take me, Johnny. I want
right. Oh, I'm taking you. I'm taking you. Yeah. Oh, I'm taking you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Damn it. That was the wrong mic, the wrong voice.
Don't worry. worry
No,
about
it's
it.
fine.
Nobody'll know the difference.
That was remarkable. Right, you were just remarkable.
But when did you want to get started? Right now? Okay. Let's go then.
Well, sure, but you gotta finish.
They'll work it out.
She's got a girl the same age, so we split the work, see?
She thought you'd never get here.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
Who are these gentlemen here? You don't know them, huh?
First, you have to understand that the Faculty of Theology here is financed entirely by the Archdiocese. It's a bit different in Germany or in Holland. We're not at liberty to say what we want. In public, anyway.
Well, like what, for example?
There have been a whole lot of new discoveries recently in archaeology, ever since Israel annexed the new territories, as well as the analysis of old texts by a computer. That's just fabulous. There's also the new translations of the Talmud. We're just beginning to understand just who he was.
Jesus?
Yes. I've made copies of some of those writings.
Thanks.
I'd appreciate your never mentioning my name, please. You could get me into serious trouble. You're an actor. You're free to say whatever you want.
Are you searching for Jesus?
In a way.
He's the one who will find you, friend.
Yeah, sure.
You might wait for a while.
Aren't you a little early? Look, come on out. You're too old to play bedroom farces somehow.
Morning.
Hello?
Well, I'm not an exemplary priest. Anyway, as you see, God knows I tried. But you see, my family was very poor, very religious. I loved the theater. The priesthood was an accident of sorts. Seemed like a good way out at the time. Anyway, I traveled a lot. During that time, I saw every show. The best there was in theater. Alec Guinness in Richard III. First act. With a long dagger. Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this son of your... In Gerard Philippe and Lorenzaccio, sheer magic.
And after the theater, he'd go find the prostitutes, huh? The dark girls in Harlem?
Well, at the time, those things were a lot more difficult for a priest.
Can't be that much different nowadays for a priest. Some priests have the courage to leave all that.
I already explained it to you.
What? What did you explain?
If I were to write a letter of resignation to Rome now, I'd walk out with a pair of pants, a shirt, perhaps a jacket, and $60 cash. That's all. Bye-bye.
Just move in here. That's easy.
You know, I'm too old for sleeping bags and janitor work.
We could share the bed. Of course, my residence would not be as comfortable as your big apartment with the sisters preparing lunch and whatever.
Breakfasts are pretty good here, though.
I know. I know.
See you.
Goodbye now.
Well, what?
Dear Constance.
Oh, it gives him so much pleasure, and it's no big deal for me.
There's a studio upstairs.
It is impossible to speak of the creation of the world or the beginnings of the universe. The human mind cannot grasp the concept of time prior to point zero, that moment some 15 billion years ago, when all observable matter condensed in an almost non-existent diameter at a practically unthinkable temperature. The Big Bang. An explosion whose force defies the imagination. 1 million years later, the heat has barely begun to dissipate.
Come on, we're not allowed in here.
Don't worry, it's all right.
We're behind the screen.
It's all right.
Under the effects of gravity, masses of matter will condense into cosmic fluid. Stars are born and die. Our sun is but one of them. We live on a tiny planet, orbiting a rather ordinary star, at the outskirts of a rather ordinary galaxy among billions of other galaxies. We do not know if there are many planetary systems in the universe. Now, if most stars are accompanied by a few planets, there could possibly be millions of other forms of life similar to ours. If, on the other hand, planetary systems are the result of some rather exceptional process of star formation, we could be alone. We may never have the answers to these questions. The universe is expanding with distances becoming increasingly difficult to breach. It is not inconceivable that there might be other universes beyond ours, but we will never get to see them. In 5 billion years, our sun's nuclear fuel shall be totally burned out. And our planet will revert to the galactic gases from which it was formed. But we will be long gone. The world began without man and will end without him. And when the last soul vanishes from the earth, the universe won't even have perceived so much as the passing of a short, unobtrusive draft. Did you write this?
No, it's a collage. All I've done is put it in layman's terms.
Leaves a whole lot of questions without answers, huh?
Yes, and when you consider that these facts may be only true for a while. In less than 3 years, it could be something else.
Tony, excuse me. I'm out here. See you in a second.
What about the text?
We'll write it.
Sort of a joint effort, hmm?
There's no obligation. It's up to you.
I prefer reading the text before plunging. That's why I don't have much work. I think you'd better look for another actor. Sorry.
Well...
Oh, I know a girl who'd probably be interested, but... it may not be quite what you're looking for, though.
The inaccessible weightlessness of beings. Spirit number 9.
Cut! No, keep it light. It must feel airy.
Airy in what way? Should I have old Jeff here flying?
I don't know, but we have to throw in some kundera. You see, that's our concept.
Sure thing, but what kundera?
Aerial, extremely light. No, please, no technical details. I do the creative.
We're going to try something else.
Were the lines okay?
Just perfect, dearest. It's such a shame we've no time to film your butt.
Denise.
I need some more gaffer tape. I need more gaffer tape.
I'll have one regular.
Okay, coming up. The Passion Play. And you play the role of the Holy Virgin. Give me a break. Now, see, there are hundreds of girls graduating out of theater schools each year.
I don't get the point.
It's simple. Come right over here, I'll spell it out for you. If you want to succeed in life, sweetie, the first thing you got to know is who you are. I've told you that before. Come, I'll show you. Now then. You'd give a dying paraplegic a hard-on. Your greatest asset, my pretty mouse, is your ass.
You always thought that, huh?
Look, I'm only saying that because I care about you, sweetie. You get involved with this thing, you'll be a laughingstock for crying out loud. What's the big act, little girl?
Act 2, little girl says goodbye. Listen to me, my pretty mouse. Let's make it one take. The first one's the best.
Please spare us the metaphors. And besides, terrible acting. Real bad.
At the time of the Roman Empire, if a child was born and the father wasn't pleased about it for whatever reason, he just put the baby out, you know, on the marketplace.
What would happen to the baby?
Oh, the baby would die. Or he'd be picked up by slave traders.
But the mother
The mother? No one knows about her. I've just started to realize it's almost impossible to understand.
Hello.
Hello, Jonas.
Good evening, gentlemen. I have a question. It's simple. Do you think it's possible to include Hamlet's soliloquy in your play, that is?
It's a bit unwarranted, but I suppose we could.
I always wanted to say it, and since I don't think I'll ever play that role, well,
Get the door, someone.
Good evening.
Hi.
You gave me your address earlier, so I came.
Well, come in.
You're not worried about doing this thing?
Why?
It's a tragedy. It's dangerous.
It's easy to turn into ridicule, huh? Well, that's what Jersey was saying.
When you do a tragedy, it often spells bad luck.
Stop talking that way.
Que sera, sera?
Whatever will be, will be.
The future's not ours to see.
Que sera, sera.
Cha-cha-cha.
Danielle, get up now. You said you'd play lion.
My God. Got something I can borrow?
Just an eyeliner.
Oh, no. You must have some foundation or powder at least.
Nothing, I swear.
How do you expect me to go out without anything on? My God, I'm a mess. What are we gonna do?
Put a mask on, I'm afraid.
It's nothing to joke about. It's serious. It's serious. I'm not going out looking like that. Never.
Why is the lady wearing sunglasses?
Oh, well, the lady is wearing sunglasses because she's an ugly lady. Here, I'll show you. Watch. She's ugly, huh?
Yuck.
Okay.
You're starting to have a bad influence on my daughter, really. You'd better start working on that play soon.
The epic you're going to hear is an old one.
The most renowned in the world.
No. Too much power. A bit more temperance, I would say.
In the hurricane of passion. You got it? The most renowned in the world.
This tale is one most will recognize. It is quite an ancient tale. It's oriental and mysterious.
It's the story of a Jewish prophet whose name was Yeshua ben Pantera. The one the world came to know as Jesus.
Speak to me.
It's terrible.
Just speak to me. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, but it's difficult. I'm not used to it, not being made and not wearing a costume. I'm just a bit lost.
Come on.
This story is about the prophet whose name was Yeshua ben Pantera. The one the world came to know as Jesus.
The historians of his time, Tacitus, Suetonius, Pliny, Flavius Josephus, all mention him in the occasional phrase.
The little we know of Jesus, we know thanks to testimonies collected by his disciples 100 years after he departed.
Now, disciples usually trump up the truth. They embellish.
We don't know where he was born.
We don't know how old he was at the time he died. It is said he was 50 years old. Others say under 30.
But we're relatively sure that on the 7th of April of the year 30, the 27th of April of the year 31, or the 3rd of April 33, he appeared before the legal procurator of Judea, the Roman in command, Pontius Pilate.
What are you accused of?
No one has told me.
You belong to a sect? You're another prophet, is that it?
Is that what you think I am? Or are those rumors you came to hear?
You have spoken of a kingdom which you want to establish.
A kingdom, but beyond this world.
You're referring to a sort of Elysium after we're dead? You haven't preached against Caesar or advocated the overthrow of Roman rule?
No.
Then, just what did you tell your disciples?
No one will attain greater love than this, laying his life for friend and brother.
Don't you find it somewhat optimistic as a doctrine? In Rome, you wouldn't have survived 1 week. This fellow's harmless.
He's a menace to the whole empire.
I can't bring to trial all the hotheads in the Middle East. I would have to eliminate about half the population.
This man spends every day calumniating priests.
Oh, you know, personally, I've always believed priests were either idiots or profiteers, so...
The priests are loyal to Rome. You wouldn't want your name to be slandered. Tiberius is a suspicious emperor. We want to assist you in governing without problems, but you must set an example occasionally. He attracts the crowds. He has disciples.
They're not armed.
He performs miracles. He's been triggering some riots at the temple. Crucify him. It's worthwhile sacrificing one single man occasionally.
I simply can't comprehend just why your enemies show such eagerness. Even your own family seems to have disavowed you. In Nazareth, you become an undesirable, while here in Jerusalem, the whole hierarchy is against you. How did you manage to turn so many people against you all at once?
Some hate without reason. Some hate me because I'm a witness to the truth.
What is the truth? I shall turn you over to my soldiers. They're all brutes, naturally. Rome doesn't send us its best legions. You will be whipped, and then you will be crucified. It's a rather unpleasant moment, I must say. You're not born a Roman, but still try to be courageous. I could be doing you a service. Who knows? One of our philosophers said that in times of dire fate, the ability to kill oneself is the greatest gift man's ever received. In a few hours, you'll sail across the Styx, the river of death, from where no one's ever returned, except Orpheus many years ago, of course. And you'll be able to see if your kingdom lies across the river, or if Jupiter Capitolinus awaits you there, or Athena, or the god of the Germans, or the Franks. The gods come thick upon us. Perhaps you'll never get to find the opposite shore of the river, and you'll end up in a black hole nowhere. At least you'll get the answer to that question. Courage. Take him away.
Just come along the path here, if you please. You'll find the next setup a bit further down that way.
Jack. Our knowledge of the life of Jesus is so sparse that certain people will claim he never existed.
The paradox is that Jesus was not a Christian. He was a Jew, in fact. He was circumcised, and he observed the Jewish law as well.
He was obsessed by Israel's destiny. And like most of us, he was convinced that the era in which he lived was indeed the most important in history.
And that the end of the world was imminent. The most ancient mosaics show him to be a young, beardless man. Later, Byzantine artists depicted him with a beard. For in Byzantium, a beard was a symbol of power. The Jews accused the early Christians of following a false prophet born out of fornication. They called him Jesus, Yeshua ben Pantera, the son of Pantera. We've recently discovered the orders of a Roman soldier who'd been transferred from Capernaum to the borders of Germania in the year 6. This soldier's name was Pantera.
We know that traditionally Jews would have always referred to a man as the son of his father, unless the child happened to be illegitimate. When Jesus returned to his village, its inhabitants exclaimed, "Now isn't this man the carpenter, the son of Mary?"
We have a short memory, of course. And so we have trouble just imagining how people lived and thought a mere 100 years ago, no more.
And this story is 2,000 years old. It took place at a time when the whole world thought the earth was flat, and the stars were tiny luminaries suspended high above the sky.
They all believed in evil spirits, or demons, in curses and miraculous cures, in the resurrection from death. The Orient swarmed with prophets, charlatans, and magicians.
Judas the Galilean,
Theodos,
the great Egyptian,
Simon the magician.
And with the powers of my spirit, I shall presently part in two the waters of the Jordan.
Upon my wish, the walls of Jerusalem will tumble down. The mind will take command over the laws of nature.
Jesus was a magician as well. The story goes he had spent his early years in Egypt, the cradle of magic.
His miracles were probably more popular than his sermons.
Save me, oh Lord!
You poor faithless man.
Jesus. Heal me. I see your face.
You mustn't worry anymore. Because worrying is useless. It won't help you add a single hour to your life here. Thalita kum. Now rise.
Jesus, sweet Jesus. Jesus, wait! I belong to you. Forgive me, Jesus, forgive me, for I have sinned. Speak to me, Jesus.
Ma'am, come on, please. You're disturbing the actors.
Jesus, forgive me, I beg you, forgive me.
Come on. Please control yourself.
Jesus,
Control
speak to
yourself
me.
now.
Speak to me, Jesus.
Oh,
You let me go.
that's enough now.
Jesus, Jesus, I love you. I need your help. You're my whole life. You're mean.
Do not worry about what there is to eat, nor about what you'll be wearing. Do not worry about tomorrow. Live in peace. Enjoy with one another. Do not resist the wicked. If someone wants to take you to court and wishes to take your tunic, let him also have your mantle. It shall not be easy for those who own riches to enter the kingdom of God. And where your treasure lies, there also lies your heart. If you love those who love you well, what merit can you claim? You must also love your enemy. When you offer dinner, invite the poor as well. Take in the blind, the cripple, the invalid. And verily I say to you, the truth is that prostitutes will be the first to be admitted into the kingdom of God.
Right.
Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Forgive. Be just. Who do people say I am?
They say that you are John the Baptist risen to life.
Others say that you are Elijah.
Or one of the prophets.
And who do you say I am?
Well, we think you're Christ, the Messiah.
You must never speak of me to others. Don't ever say you think I'm Christ. For I am the Son of Man. I won't say by whose authority I'm doing all this.
Where are you going?
You'll follow me a bit later.
Look out, Jesus! Look out! I know those men! They're bad men! Run! Run away! Run, Jesus! Hey!
That's enough now. If you keep disturbing the actors, I'm going to throw you out. Good. Okay, now everyone to the next station. Press on, please.
The purpose of the whipping was to accelerate death.
And crucifixions were held frequently. They were probably seen every week in Jerusalem. Nothing different about this one, an obscure charlatan.
In those days, life for most was short and brutal.
There must have been a small crowd, just as there is here this evening. Executions have always been a popular form of entertainment.
In much the same way as highway accidents, they always draw a crowd. Crucifixions began 6 centuries before Jesus Christ.
As an execution, it is more civilized. The Assyrians preferred impalement.
In Babylon, Darius, the king of Persia, had crucified 3,000 opponents to his crown.
After the siege of the city of Tyre in Lebanon, 2,000 soldiers were crucified all along the beach.
80 years before Jesus, Alexander Jannaeus, the king of Judea, tried and crucified 800 Pharisees.
After the revolt of the slaves led by Spartacus, 7,000 men were crucified along the Appian Way between Rome and Capua.
The posts of death were then kept erected permanently in public places.
Quintilian recommended busy crossroads. Their site served as an excellent incentive to help maintain morality.
Custom called for the condemned to carry the crossbeam of his cross himself. In Palestine, it was customary to offer some wine mixed with myrrh to the condemned man. It was a narcotic to dull the pain. And after all of this, the condemned man awaited death.
It was slow in coming.
Most of them lived at least 2 days.
The hardiest, as long as a week.
Remember, this is the Middle East, the suffocating heat.
The sun, the flies.
Vultures, stray dogs, rats.
Death came from exhaustion.
From suffocation, brought on by the raised arms. It was not unusual for the Romans to allow the bodies to decompose on the cross.
But this custom revolted the Jews.
The crucifixion was so completely terrifying that the first Christians never represented it anywhere.
It's only 5 centuries later that artists began to portray Jesus on the cross.
Our last station is downstairs, right this way.
The utilization of the site is so conducive.
It's so terribly moving. But besides the miniseries, do you have other projects?
No, nothing signed yet.
Oh, well,
Keep it down, please, and let's press on.
what's going on?
Nothing.
He had been dead for a long time. 6 years, 10 years perhaps. His disciples had all dispersed, disillusioned, despairing, and bitter.
To die. To sleep. No more. And by a sleep to say we end all the pain and aggression our soul and flesh must bear. The final deliverance we all turn to. To die. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For when we are finally rid of these earthly coils, what dreams will ruin our sleep of death? For this is what restrains us. This uncertainty prolongs the calamity of our life. For who would bear the whips and the humiliations that time brings us? The wrongs of the oppressor, the insults of the conceited, the torture of love despised, the inertia of justice, the insolence of magistrates, the injustice inflicted by the rich on the poor. Who'd want the burden of sorrow and pain and sweat all through a long, fastidious, and oppressive life if it were not for the dread of things unknown after we depart? To that totally mysterious country whence no traveler returns, and which makes us accept hardships that are known to us, rather than scramble after others of which we know nothing.
No traveler save one, save Jesus.
I saw him.
Who?
Jesus.
Come now.
It's true. Oh, well, at first I wasn't certain it was him, you see. But all of a sudden I sensed it was. Oh, yes, it was him talking. Yes, he was standing right there. I swear. It's true, he was real.
You seem terribly sad, the two of you.
We were talking about an old friend we lost, that's why.
A prophet we love dearly.
Take this.
It's you, Lord! It's you! You're back!
After a while, people were convinced he was there. His looks had changed. Seems that no one recognized him right away. But they would end up believing he was present amid the flock. Except for Peter and John, these disciples were not of old but new. Paul the Pharisee, Barnaby, Stephen, and a while later foreigners, Greeks and Romans.
Their conviction was so profound that they were willing to die for it.
They were crucified, tortured, decapitated, lapidated.
They remained unshakable. Jesus had risen from the dead and he awaited them in his own realm.
Their dying changed the world, because they embodied the most irrational of emotions known to humans. The mystery of hope which makes life a little more bearable, being lost in our baffling universe.
It's up to each of you to judge if the time's ripe for you, and to choose the way to salvation. Question no one but yourself. Rely on yourself when the time comes, with humility and courage.
Fill out all the gaps, all the differences that exist between you and the others. Fear, beg, but love all men. Walk along with them.
The fact is, our life is very simple. It only becomes complicated and unbearable when you think only of yourself. As soon as you stop thinking of yourself, as soon as you begin helping others around you, life becomes perfectly simple.
Jesus lives again. We have just talked to him.
We must all love one another.
Seek salvation within yourselves.
Do let peace dwell with you and with your spirit. Oh my God. Oh, that's some work. It's rich, it's full, and it provokes you so.
I must confess, I'll confess right away, I'm transported. As a spectacle, it's enthrallable.
Thanks.
And of course you must promise to come on my show. Oh, it's the most.
Well.
But where were you two hiding all this time? How come I've never seen you around?
Well, we've been underground a lot, as well as a bit of research.
Yes, we do alternative stuff.
Well, really? You're too talented. You can't do that. Hey, with the talent you have, it's...
I guess.
Of course.
You surprised me, Millie. I was impressed.
Doubted I could do it, huh?
I didn't expect you could. It's marvelous. Bravo.
Thanks. You must be John Lambert, I guess. It feels sort of strange to be speaking to you.
I hope we can work together one of these days.
Well, I hope so. Oh, you made me cry.
Again?
Well, it's terribly implicating. You are the greatest actor of your generation. You're the best. Isn't it wonderful?
Quite, and especially with that subject.
It was a beautiful subject, I thought.
Sure, but sort of déjà vu, I'm afraid, dear.
I never saw it before.
Oh, please, come with me and say hello to the actors,
I
Don.
feel up to it.
But you know the chap who put this thing on. He's a friend.
Right.
It wasn't that bad after all. Oh, come on, please. We'll just be a second.
No, I'm just not. I don't feel well, that's all. I'm going home now.
You wouldn't be ill now, would you?
Can't be an accident if you're playing on a mountain.
Oh, no?
It was on a mountain God handed down his 10 Commandments, right? Yes. 10, no more. 2 tables, 5, 5.
The Bible is a code. You must pay attention to numbers.
666. The Apocalypse mentions number 666.
666. The mark of the beast.
Credit card companies are using it more and more often. Code 666, huh?
Is that right?
Oh, yes.
Same thing with AIDS, you see. It's being made in laboratories in the U.S.
Really?
It's the same thing with the formula for Coca-Cola Classic. We know they just added all kinds of things, but what must stay on top?
It snowed on Rome.
Pardon?
It has snowed on Rome.
And take the astronauts. They know the moon's hollow, but mum's the word.
Well, thank God.
Jesus is simply so... I mean... positive.
You've had occasion to get together with him, I see.
Frequently.
That's great.
You haven't been contacted?
Well, personally, we haven't.
Oh.
You don't approve, I see.
Have you gone completely berserk?
What do you mean?
Jesus Christ, the bastard son of a Roman soldier? The Virgin Mary, an unwed mother? Are you mad?
In the scriptures...
The scriptures you can use to do just about anything. I know that from experience. There's plenty of fascists who come to church, you know, and communists who recite the Sermon on the Mount. I presently belong to a Catholic order. This sanctuary has its own board of directors with all the right people. Got the picture?
But it works. It's successful.
But I don't want it to work. This sanctuary attracts 2 million visitors every year. We can do without the publicity.
But that's what you asked me, isn't it?
Oh. All you were expected to do was freshen up a text that worked perfectly for more than 30 years, which is different from this junk.
So what do you plan to do now?
I must report to my superiors. I simply can't take the responsibility by myself. It's too risky.
Let's wait and see how they react.
I'm afraid their reaction won't be quite as enthusiastic as that of your friends up there.
Listen to me. John Lambert gave me a kiss.
Oh,
really on the cheek.
He's such a pretty boy, John Lambert, huh? He's cute. He's cute.
His eyes are so dreamy blue.
Right.
That's right.
He came to me and confessed. I completely surprised him.
He wants us to play together sometime.
Someone said I've got a rather physical presence.
Oh, physical, huh?
Very physical.
Well, I'm going to become a famous person on television. I got invited by the celebrity columnist.
Oh,
Really, I
yeah, of
swear.
a certain age.
Jealous girl.
And what about Jesus? Did the nice ladies acclaim our buddy Jesus?
He kind of looks gloomy, Jesus.
Looks awfully depressed.
I just hope the show runs for a while.
Hey, whether it's panned or it's a hit, we're all happy tonight, that's all. That's precious, Daniel.
All right, all right. right, all right, all right.
Right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Yes, sir. Tonight, this city is ours.
North to south.
East to west.
And so the word is out. The splendid show to see here in Montreal, well, is The Passion on the Mountain. And the most brilliant director of this play is Daniel Coulombe.
Daniel Coulombe is a winner of the first prize at the Conservatory.
A newcomer, he is self-taught, having no formal theatrical training.
One of the most brilliant acting students, as I've been told.
I'm told he spent his youth traveling everywhere around the world.
And, of course, stayed here in Montreal and hoped to make his mark.
And he decided to return back here last April.
Essentially underground.
And he was offered this play almost by accident.
And preparing this passion play for 2 years now.
Not only revealed as the newest personality in showbiz, but as...
So, on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say 7.
And completely...
And it reaches you in such a profound way.
Implicating.
It's this year's hit.
The more it moves you to tears, the more you find that... That's all.
And as Bill said, it's a must. So go and see it. A small commercial break, and we'll be listening to our dear friend Alex Johnson Fleming. He has a new book for you, one you have to read. The Memoirs of Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Don't go away. Were we on time?
Listen, you planning to do something later this morning?
No. Why?
Well, I want you to do me a service. I would appreciate it if you came with me.
Where?
I'm supposed to go and audition for a commercial.
You want to continue doing that?
Well, it's the last time, really. You see, I promised I'd go. And besides, I'm almost sure I've got the role. Well, I'd make a little money. I'd rent my own apartment. I just wouldn't want to go on living this way, you know, sponging on Constance. Only thing is that Jersey's directing the thing. And he'll be there, and I don't want to be alone with Jersey.
What's it about?
It's a campaign for a new brand of beer.
Yay, yay.
Yeah, good money.
When are you going to stop smooching in my bath, you two? We're off to daycare now.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Hello, Monica. How are you? Gorgeous as ever. Ah, my singers. Christine.
Hello, Jersey.
Hello, Valerie.
Hello.
Not too nervous, I hope.
Hi, Jersey. How's it going?
Just fine, Mario. Hi, Pete. Still working out, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, Rachel. Hi. Oh, you've gained weight, huh? Gotta wear a bikini. Well, I'm kind of surprised to find you here, my sweet mouse.
Oh, I wonder why.
I thought you'd given up the world to dedicate yourself, let's say, to things mystical. I thought you might be wearing a halo now.
Well, if I did, I'd stick it you know where.
You've also come here for the audition? You're not right for the thing.
No. I've come along with Millie, that's all.
Ah, great. You always travel in twos, same as Jehovah's Witnesses, right? It's safer. And much wiser. Now, listen to me. It's for a new brand of beer named Appalache. Appalache is the beer of the young people. We'll listen to your pretty voices later. Bob, stop your gymnastics, please. I repeat. Appalache is the young people's choice, okay? I want strong beat, good energy. The concept is super dynamic. The scene takes place in the theater, and these youngsters want to be dancing stars, and so it's groovy, it's funky. We'll begin in 10 minutes, okay?
Just had the wildest flash, just see what you got stashed. Go ahead and have a bash, but share your Appalache.
Oh, you wanna drink the beer, the sword we guys revere.
You know I won't be rash. We shall my Appalachian.
So put away your fears, you'll taste the topping beers. Let's all go share a batch of golden Appalachian. Why should we speak of doom? Why should we pine in gloom? Who cares if there's a crash? We drink Appalachian.
Oh, you know what tastes so mild? You know what gets me wild? Why don't you make a dash and pour an Appalachian?
So put away your fears, you'll taste the topping beers. Let's all go share a batch of golden Appalachian.
Appalachian, the beer of the young.
Thank you very much.
Now we have Millie Fontaine and Greg Roberts. I haven't seen your legs, young man.
If you want, I could sing it myself, miss. You know, like with my voice. I went to the conservatory.
Young lady, your typical beer drinker usually has an IQ comparable in degree to a circus elephant. Some 10 degrees below that, you get a geranium. So Maria Callas is really not what we're looking for. In fact, you'd better put your hopes upon your tight bikini, much rather than your voice.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have my bikini.
It was written on the call sheet, you know.
It just slipped my mind.
Well, take off your jeans.
I have to?
Imperatively, sweetie. Nothing like a pair of tight jeans to hide one's bulk or cellulitis.
Relax, Max. It's always that way.
The sweatshirt as well.
I got nothing under.
That'll be fine.
Don't give me that shit jersey. You know damn well what I look like.
Yeah, but it's been a while, my sweet mouse. I wouldn't mind if you refresh my memory.
Stop it. Jersey's not the client. They are, you know. They want to see what you've got.
Millie. Please don't.
I don't mind. I'll live.
Please don't do it.
Look, I'm used to it.
You're worth more than that.
How would you know?
Let's go. We're going home.
Good. A nice scene indeed, but could you finish it later on? We've got some work going here. And so you will now go sit quietly in the rear, and you'll either show us your titties or you go home right away, okay?
Want me to show you a real good scene?
Boy, come on, let's stay cool. Gentlemen.
You don't impress me, my young friend.
It's really nothing. You get acts like that sometimes, you know. Don't worry, gentlemen. Calm down. Better leave now.
We better, yeah. Get out! Jesus, who is that guy? It's crazy. Arrogant shits!
You dum-dum, I love you.
You have been told, do not perjure yourself. I say to you, do not swear at all. Let your word be true. If you say yes, let it be yes. If you say no, then let it be no. Anything else comes from the evil spirit. Mark these words, you legislators, because you're loading the people with burdens impossible to bear. And you've never touched any of these loads, let alone offered to help those who carry them. Beware of priests who like to dress in long robes and receive greetings to be shown respect in public, and occupy the best places in the temple and the best of all chairs at banquets, and who will take advantage of widows and fake saying long prayers. Their punishment will be all the worse for their hypocrisy. Whoever wishes to become tall amongst men shall one day be your servant. Whoever wishes to be the first amongst men shall one day be a slave to all. Don't have others call you by the name of Rabbi, or Reverend Father, or Monsignor, or Eminence, because you have but one Master who sits in heaven, and you are all brothers.
By the end of his life, it is clear they were very numerous, all those who were impatient to have Jesus crucified.
Mr. Colombe. I'm sorry, mister. I'm Sergeant Detective Franco Sebastiano of the Montreal Urban Police. And this is my partner here, Marty Pritchard. Pleasure.
Hi.
I'm afraid I must ask you to come with me, if you please. But let me read you your rights. Oh, Christ, I didn't take the stupid card. Read yours, then. Mr. Colombe, you are suspected of making threats, assault, you know, destruction, vandalism, for like 100,000 thereabouts. As soon as you get to the point of detention, you'll be authorized to obtain the services of an attorney. You may remain silent if such is your wish, but whatever you say can be used as evidence before a court of law. You have to understand as well that you have nothing to expect of a promise of favor, no more than to fear a threat of some kind, which would entice you to make a confession or statement. You all right?
All right. Could I get rid of the makeup, you think?
Why, certainly, but I'll have to follow the rules if you don't mind. By the way, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate you. I was quite impressed, I must say.
Thanks.
Well, it certainly does give you something to think about, right? Just too bad I won't see the final bit.
Could come back?
Right.
Number 15, Richard Lumley.
Is there a Richard Lumley? Richard Lumley. Failure to appear.
Number 16, Daniel Colombe.
I'm here.
Your Honor, if I may. My name is Richard Cardendale. Could I have a minute to talk with the prisoner, Your Honor?
All right, try to be quick. We've got 60 cases this morning.
I will. It's Millie who asked me to come here. Allow me to represent you.
Won't be necessary, don't bother.
The charges look rather serious. You might have an unpleasant surprise.
I'll be all right, thank you.
Are you sure?
Sure.
It's risky. I'm finished, Your Honor.
Are you going to represent him?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
You will carry out your own defense, I presume.
I don't have a defense, sir.
You're aware you're entitled to legal aid.
Well, I'm much obliged, but I just wouldn't want to give you all that trouble. I'm pleading guilty.
Well, first we'll begin by having you see a psychologist. Would you call me Mrs. Mulroney, if you please? That's fine. You missed it out.
Number 17, Anthony Freeman.
This whole procedure could be long. It's useless to stay here. We'll wait in my office. Someone will call me there.
Tell me, just how do you feel about your work in general?
Fine.
I mean, having to act in a passion play on the mountain. Don't you ever feel it's somewhat ridiculous?
No. The subject's great. Not very original, but...
Sure, but, I mean, this part for an actor is somewhat flimsy, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. The part of Jesus is not what I would call flimsy work.
You did come up with the first prize of the conservatory. Wouldn't you like to have a bright career, play the major theaters?
I was away a long while. It seems normal to start at the bottom of the ladder.
Tell me, how do you feel about commercials?
What got me enraged is the manner in which those guys treated the actors, especially all the actresses. I'd come along with a friend, you know, a girl I like a lot.
Do you often fly into a rage like the one back then?
Never. Once in a while. I just find it difficult to cope with contempt.
Do you ever regret the fact you were born here?
What do you mean?
If you'd been born elsewhere, let's say in Santa Barbara, in California, you would be starring in films in Hollywood, or perhaps in New York, in London. Perhaps even in Stockholm, you could have worked with Ingmar Bergman. I mean, here, there isn't much, is there?
Well, it's a disadvantage for sure. But there's not much I can do. And besides, it might have been worse. It might have been somewhere like Burkina Faso.
I don't quite know what you've done to our psychologist, but she seems to say here that you are slightly more balanced and normal than most of the judges in this court, which is not very flattering for us magistrates, huh? Now then, I presume that you have no money to replace the electronic equipment you destroyed.
No.
All right, then I'll take your sentence under advisement. And we're going to have to set a date right now. On that date, I want you present in this room, right? Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
I'm trained as a lawyer, but this is the first time in 6 years I've set foot in court.
What are you doing at the moment?
Most of my clients, in fact, I should really say my friends, are all connected with the media, that is, show business, literature. I look after their contracts and their fiscal planning, their investments, finances. In certain cases, I've been handling career planning.
And what's career planning?
That's the sort of thing I do for an artist who is still relatively young, but who's not quite sure how to make the most out of his talent. And so we sit together and we try to define a little more what he'd like to be. Actually, we're just defining his dreams. And then we establish the steps to attain them.
And it works?
Well, you know, there's an actress who was born down there, in the blue-collar district, and who now lives in Malibu Beach. Of course, I could name a few others who were born in Shawinigan or St. Raymond-de-Portneuf and who now own an apartment in Paris or a loft in New York.
Hello, Richard. Nice to see you.
Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday.
What do you have to do for all that?
Nothing special. What you like doing?
Even doing the Way of the Cross at the shrine?
Jesus Christ's character is quite fashionable, but you'd have to get to the studio tomorrow morning for the weekend's best cultural show, really.
I suppose, except nobody's invited me to go.
I could make 2 or 3 telephone calls if you want. Nothing could be more simple. There's always a lot more media space and guests with serious things to say.
I wouldn't have much to say myself, I'm afraid.
It wouldn't be really essential. You are a damn good actor.
Actors rely on text.
We would write you an outline. There are ways of saying insignificant things that are extremely popular. Well, think of Ronald Reagan. And there are others. In just about every country now, actors are omnipresent. On television, on radio, in magazines. All you see are actors, everywhere.
There are actresses, too. There's Jane Fonda.
As long as they're good looking. But you don't have to worry on that score, my precious.
Oh, he's such an ass, really.
She's 18.
Hi, Richard. I've left a message for you.
I'll call you back. Have you ever thought about publishing a book?
What, a novel, you mean?
Well, it could be your memoirs, or your travels, or your long struggle with drugs or alcohol. Whatever you like.
Well, I'm not a writer.
Oh, I didn't say write. I just said publish. You see, generally, publishing houses have writers available. Talented ones. And poor, of course.
They would be.
Do I shock you?
No.
I'm just trying to make you see that with the talent you have, Danny, the entire city is yours. If you want.
Morning,
Bonjour,
Julien.
mademoiselle. Monsieur Cardendale.
Julien?
Je vous en prie.
Thank you.
Your table will be ready in a minute. Would you care for a small aperitif?
Yes, 3 Virgin Marys?
3 Virgin Mary. I would suggest the lobster, monsieur.
Yes, have you tried the Isle of Magdalen lobster this year, Danny?
No.
Just sublime. We'll have that then.
Oh, I simply hate lobster.
We'll take them at tantrums, dear. Listen, do you find it upsetting to be here?
Here? No, why?
I thought you might. Eating lobster, while there's kids down there, munching on a hot dog or a slice of bread.
Perhaps if I came here all the time.
No, I just said that because, as you know, there's a large number of charitable outfits like Oxfam, UNICEF, many of which are in search of spokespersons. That's interesting because it does permit you to be humane, all the while ensuring your visibility to a maximum. Or simply put your face on a bottle of vinaigrette like Paul Newman. That's genial, I think.
I'm not a gourmet.
Well, Newman's not one either. But I suppose you could put out a recipe booklet. That's usually a guaranteed success.
The authorities of the shrine who saw the presentation insist on certain modifications to the script. Of course, I try to plead your case as best as courageously as possible, but without much success. Now, this is not an attempt to censure you. You would have put on the same work in a theater somewhere. That would be no problem. But you are doing this in the privacy of a Catholic sanctuary. That calls for a certain number of restrictions. And so the compromise I want to propose is to go back to the text we used in the years preceding. Constance, of course, is familiar with it. Naturally, it's more traditional in form, but it will allow you to keep on working during the next few weeks while we sort out the situation. Because you must understand that at this moment, nobody knows for sure when Daniel will come back. And we may have all sorts of problems anyway. So then, let's do a quick run through here, if you like. Just to get the feel of it. You start, Constance.
For here is the Son of God, heart-stricken by your wickedness.
Sure, go on. And give it a lot of expression, remember?
For here is the Son of God, heart-stricken by our wickedness.
Constance, now, come on.
You'd like it more Shakespearean, perhaps. We could give it the Stratford flavor. Your pleasures and sins, our Lord humble. And so where art thou, my guilt?
Or maybe you'd prefer a little method acting.
Yeah. Gonna fix him, man. I mean it. Gonna fix him, all right. I'm telling you, I'll do it. I'll fix the damn fools that God Christ crucified like this. You hear?
Or maybe a little Hispanic twist, if you prefer. Sí, hombre, if we kill el Señor, it is cause our sins. Y el Señor, he pardonos porque he's nice man, caramba, so it is time we stop all this fucking bullshit.
Sí, Señor, sí.
We do mucho scenes fooling around.
Muchacha is bad girl.
You don't like it. Guess you'd prefer it more, exotic still. Japanese. Kabuki. by your sins will die.
Very funny, very amusing. You have a lot of talent. I wish you the best of luck. Elsewhere.
Come on. We were just having fun, damn it. Don't take it so seriously.
I wish you would tell me what you're trying to prove with this. Martin and Tony had work. They had fine jobs, right? They dropped them for this. And the young girl, Millie, she left her friend and she's been blacklisted for commercials. And me, I'm in a situation that's absolutely untenable when I face my superiors. Constance won't speak to me now. By what right do you take pleasure in ruining the lives of those who surround you?
I haven't forced anyone.
You're not aware of what you've done? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I don't believe that. You're too intelligent.
What do you want me to do now?
Have you ever come in here on Sunday mornings when the place is full? Have you ever seen the Haitian charwomen, the Guatemalan refugees, the elderly who've been abandoned? It's an assembly of universal misery in here. These poor people, they don't want to be informed of the latest discoveries in archaeology in the Middle East. They want to be told that the Son of God loves them and awaits them.
I suppose that makes it okay to sell them those cheap plastic rosaries or else a bottle of St. Joseph's oil for $16.
That rosary is cheaper than a poster of rock stars. And are you certain a drop of that oil is much less effective than Coke at $100 a gram? There are a whole lot of people that don't have the means to pay for a psychoanalyst, you see. And so they come here, where someone tells them, go in peace. Your sins have been remitted, and they feel better. Or more capable of coping with another day of misery. It's here that we touch bottom. Solitude, madness, illness.
Let us play it just tonight.
I can't. It's not up to me.
We've put a lot of work in this.
I know that. At your age, I tried to put on the life of Galileo. You know, at the seminary, well, can you imagine the scandal?
They got you in the end, didn't they?
That's normal. Because institutions live much longer than individuals. At this point in my life, I've come to the conclusion that those who are right are those who try to live contented for as long as possible.
You need a reason to feel contented.
Well, there must be more to this life than waiting to croak while comfortably slumbering in bed. Hey, I'm probably very naive, but I'm sure there's more to it. Listen here. We're all here and ready to go, and the spectators will arrive in a short while. So we'll do it one more time.
I just can't authorize you to do that.
Well, just say you couldn't find me anywhere, that we misunderstood. You'll find something.
Just what are you afraid of, Raymond?
I'm afraid to be appointed chaplain of a retreat house in suburban Winnipeg. I don't want to spend my last winters in Winnipeg.
Then drop the whole thing. Come live with us, that's all.
All my old friends have gone. Those who entered the priesthood with me. Their new life is still a lot more miserable than mine. Even a bad priest is still a priest. If I quit the priesthood, then I'm nothing.
You'd be like we are, like the rest of the world.
I'm handicapped. I was just 19 when I left my mother to enter the order. I wouldn't know how to live.
Then come and learn.
I'm much too old.
And you're too old to make love, I'm sure.
If you abandon me, it's my life you'll take.
You're the one who wants me to go!
You want a piece?
No, thanks. What are you doing here?
You're sure you don't want some pizza?
No. Thank you. Didn't Father O'Connell warn you?
About what?
About the play, didn't he? Didn't he say anything?
We haven't seen him.
Yeah, but that's odd.
Something wrong?
No, nothing. Nothing.
How about if we played in a park?
Sure, but City Hall will never allow it.
What about a garden somewhere?
They're usually private property, but we could try, I suppose. What's your opinion?
Opinion? We'll see.
Come on, everybody. What's the matter? We're not going to give up now. Yo. Look, to me, this means an awful lot. When you first approached me, I was exposing my fanny to sell detergent and beer. And everyone around, especially the creep I lived with, was certain that I was all I could offer, considering the quality of the ass in question. But the worst of it was that I believed it was true. And then you got me out of there, so you got no right to let me down. You can't imagine how I was. My idea of paradise was a sandy beach in Bora Bora. I believed that all men wore a Rolex and drove in a BMW. That's the kind of guys I met. I could not imagine there still existed a man who didn't want to fuck me first.
Listen, I meant to speak to you about that.
What we have is precious, really. We've got to go on.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Listen, I've just been in touch with the authorities. Passion Play has been canceled. Indefinitely. Someone ought to have warned you, I suppose, but it must be a mistake.
Hey, the spectators are out there.
Well, we'll have to tell them there's no show, that's all. It's over, I tell you. You can all go home.
We're not going home. We're hired to play, so we're going to play.
All right. Call the Father Superior and he'll tell you.
I don't know any Father Superior. Never saw him before.
Well, I just happened to work for him.
So do I. If he wants to speak to me, he knows where I am. Now let us through.
Hey, just hang on a second. Move over. You've no right to act like you own the place. You're on private property. God damn it.
And after all this, the condemned man awaited death. Don't forget, we're in the Middle East. The suffocating heat, the sun, the flies.
Hey, what's happening? What are you doing?
I don't know.
May I have your attention? We're obliged to interrupt this presentation for security reasons.
There are only a few minutes left. Just give us a chance.
Now, would you please all stay as calm as you can and walk in that direction?
You just made up that reason.
Just ignore him. We'll continue the play.
Stay right where you are.
Enough, you two.
Hey, let him finish.
Listen, ma'am, the play's canceled, you understand? I've just said it's for reasons of security. We wouldn't do this if there weren't serious reasons.
Maybe so, but we want to see the end.
Everyone knows this story, ma'am. He dies on the cross, and after he resurrects, you got no surprise twist at the end. You must be pretty ignorant.
You're the ignorant
jerk! Hey, that's enough.
Let go of me! Let go! Bill, stop. Don't be a fool.
Show's over, folks. Why don't y'all go home? Move back now. Move back. Just hang on a second.
You've got to let them continue.
Like, just a warning, mister. So you just calm down.
You fascist!
Daniel? Daniel?
Someone fetch a doctor.
You have reached the emergency number of the Montreal urban community. All our lines are busy. The operator will take your call as soon as...
That's good.
You'll take him to the general, huh? It's just down the hill.
They got hundreds of people down there, I'm afraid. Our best bet's to go to St. Mark's, all right?
I brought his things.
Only one of you is allowed to ride with us.
I don't have a car and I'm broke, damn it.
All right, get in.
There's no point in all of us going, huh? Will you give us a call?
We will.
Okay, here we go.
Do you recall the foreboding impression I had? I'd even said it was dangerous to do this thing.
Watch out. Hi, Claire.
Wow, where'd you pick this one here?
Nah, he's an actor. He's got makeup on.
Oh, well, put him on the bench there.
No, I can't move him. He hurt his head. It's too dangerous.
Then leave the stretcher.
How about a blanket? He's got no clothes underneath.
No, I'm out of everything.
Well, let's find a spot over there. Okay, this will do. We'll leave the blanket and the stretcher with you here, okay? We'll find another one elsewhere.
Okay, thanks.
That's fine.
Good luck to you.
Thanks. Will someone look at him now?
Well, has he got a Medicare card?
I wouldn't know.
You'd better check in at admissions.
Where's that?
Second door to the left.
So it should be all right now.
Oh, great.
Okay?
Excuse me.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Oh, he told her to come back. Any contagious diseases?
I can't remember.
Would you please speak up, sir? I can't hear you.
Pardon me, I'm here for an emergency.
Take a number and wait your turn. These people were all here before you. Okay, now, do you remember instances of mental depression?
Sure.
Speak up. You've got to speak louder, sir, please.
He's feeling better.
Shouldn't you just lie down on a stretcher?
No. It's just a bad headache. Martin and Tony didn't come with you.
No?
Couldn't ride with us in the ambulance.
Feeling better?
Right, he feels much better.
That's good.
Life is difficult to bear, isn't it?
Yes.
We're missing happiness. That's why. That's the reason. You see, the great events, even theater, result from a want of happiness. The sources of life are all hidden. I've been abandoned by my father.
We're here with you.
You're not alone.
The tall, towering buildings, the large constructions, all that will be destroyed. One day soon. When you see the abomination of the desolation, if you are in the plains, you have to run straight to the mountains. If you are on the terrace, don't go back into the house to pick up your things. If you are on the road, do not return to your home. Pray that these things do not happen in winter. Pray that your spouse is not pregnant then. And should anyone say, the Savior is here, or the Savior is there, just turn your back on him. Don't take it to be true. They are false saviors and false prophets. The powers of heaven have been shaken. Neither the day or the hour is known. You will be surprised. The judgment. Keep watch.
Didn't they keep him at St. Mark's?
Look, I don't want to go back there now.
No, we'll go to the Jewish if we can get in, okay?
What are his vital signs?
158/96. Heart rate 56.
Okay, he's not breathing too well already. Bring me the ambu bag. Okay, let's bring him to square 10. Prepare for intubation. Let's go. Let's move.
Why don't you go sit over there, girls? There's some coffee and some cookies. We have to wait now. I'll be with you in a second, guys.
Wish you luck.
I appreciate what you've done.
Well, we try to help those who are in trouble.
Page neurosurgery, x-rays, anesthesia, and inhalation therapy. Stat.
Dr. Klein, neurosurgery. Dr. Klein. Dr. Gold, anesthesia. Dr. Gold. X-ray, inhalation therapy. 2-3 emergency. 2-3 emergency.
Ah, shit. I have to know, what's your relationship with him?
He's a friend.
Does he have a family, do you know?
I don't know. I don't think so. He's alone. He's living with us. How is he?
We lost him. He came a half an hour too late. I'm sorry. We've put him on a life support system, but his brain's gone.
Can we see him?
Sure. I'm gonna ask you something.
What?
Give us his body. He's young, he's healthy, and he's got type O blood. That's a godsend.
It's okay.
You'll have to sign some papers and stuff.
Okay. It's like he's sleeping.
Yes. But he can't ever wake up again.
Are you ready? Can we start?
Patient stable, go ahead.
Roll towel. Another roll towel. Top one. Left arm. Hold it. Left arm. Take it. Disconnect your ventilator. Another DeBakey. Hold it. Next. I'll give you more space. Monitor up.
Okay, let's go.
It's for the University Hospital in Sherbrooke. That's right on the campus grounds.
I know where it is.
They're the ones who'll pay you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Excuse me, I know it's not the right moment, but I want to ask you a small question. It's because I heard that he traveled a lot. Did he ever say where he'd gone exactly, I mean?
No, not really. He once talked about India or Nepal.
Oh, that's sublime. Just marvelous. It was a search, a spiritual quest, naturally.
I guess.
Oh, you'll see. I'll write something really nice, really moving.
Mr. Rigby? You have a beautiful new 30-year-old heart. What do you say?
God, I'm so happy.
And the idea is to form a new company in his memory, you see. A theater called Daniel Coulomb. Naturally, it would have to be a legally constituted body with a president and so on. I don't know, Martin, you could be the first president, for instance.
Well, sounds like a good way of continuing.
Well, I'd be interested, but on condition we remain faithful to the kind of work he was exploring.
Right. And on condition that the type of theater we do is not commercial.
Well, that's the point, naturally. Believe me, I've always been convinced profitability does not bar out research. On the contrary.
Excuse me.
La luce. La vedi la mia mano?
Sì.
Quante dita?
4. 2.
Va bene.